A public hearing this evening for a non-zoning matter. That's a mouthful. Let me first read the rules of order for public hearing for non-zoning matters. The mayor is the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to the city council as a body, not to individual members. Anyone wishing to speak shall come to the microphone, give their name and address to the city clerk. Limit remarks to 3 minutes unless further time is granted by the council. Not speak a second time until everyone wishing to speak has spoken once. No one can speak more than twice. Please do not speak unless you have the microphone and have been recognized. This evening, as a non-zoning matter, we have the 2022 millage rate.
Motion to maintain the millage rate.
Hold tight. We got to do the public hearing first.
Oh, sorry. Later on.
That's down here, Leslie.
All right.
We're up here.
I see.
Thank you, Mayor. We have,
I remember.
thank you, Mayor. Today, we have this public hearing for the 2022 millage rate. Staff is recommending that we maintain a millage rate of 6.25 mils in 2022. This is the same rate that we had in 21, 20, and 19. And if you remember in 19, we also approved a homestead exemption increase of $50,000, up to $50,000. Due to the fact that the Cat County's reevaluation and assessment of properties resulted in an increase in property values, we are advertising this as a notice of proposed tax increase pursuant to state law. That is because this maintaining the same millage rate will actually increase revenue to the city of 5.68%. This, if we do not adopt a rollback rate, this 5.68% increase was actually factored into our budgeting when we did the budget for 2022, when we adopted that in December of 21. We budgeted for a total budget of $27,114,861, and that did have the anticipated 6.25 mils tax rate in there. So that is our public hearing for tonight.
Very good. Is there anybody here wishing to speak on this item? Anybody? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain the motion to exit the public hearing.
Motion to exit the public hearing.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Very good, thank you. All right, we will call the order of the City Council regular meeting for this evening. We'll start with our Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask our City Attorney, Jim, to lead us in the pledge this evening.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item up on the agenda this evening is under announcements and presentations. This is the Chamblee Parks and Recreation 2022 summer camps. Who's got that?
Kevin.
All right, Kevin, come on up. Tell us all the good stuff that's going on.
All right. Mike's good? All right. So I'm just going to give a quick presentation on some of the summer camp options we're offering this summer.
That was quick.
Turn it on. Awesome. All right. As you can see, these are some of our summer camp options. So a little background. Pre-COVID, we actually had we had Camp Chamblee, which was an 8-week camp. This is where we hired our own camp staff. We would hire about 10 to 12 camp staff. So that, we would interview probably 25 to 30. It was a little more time consuming. Some of the expenses we had were, staff, we had training, camp supplies, shirts, field trips, and bus rentals. So now we are moving to more of a contracted camps with more specialized camps and unique camps, as you can see. The way we're structured is the instructors and the organizations receive 80% of the total revenue, and the city receives 20% back. So, for example, if a camp makes $5,000 in a week, the city receives $1,000 of that, and no expenses on the city's end. So we're trying to utilize all the spaces that we have. So we're using, obviously, Keswick Park, the fields, tennis courts, the Keswick Indoor Building, Dresden Park, and also the Arrow Creek Community Room in this building. So we're serving all of our age groups, starting at 3, going all the way up to teenagers, and we even have an option for adults if you guys want to jump on board as well. As far as promotions, so we send out weekly emails to past registrants. We have Facebook posts on our Parks and Rec page. We're posted in the e-signal and the signal. We have traditional flyers out in the parks, and then the contracted instructors and organizations also will market, promote their camps as well. So you can register through our rec site, which is chambleerec.com for all these camps. So I'll give you a quick little rundown of all of them here. So our first one is our cheerleading camp and gymnastics. So this is taught by our instructor Mila right here. So kids learn tumbling, toe touches, chants, and cheers. Location is the Keswick building, ages 4 to 8. Residents pay $100, non-residents of Chamblee pay $140 for a week, 5-day camp. So they are doing 2 sessions, and right now we have 18 total participants enrolled in that one. Alright, so our next one, this is CPAX Camp. So CPAX received a grant where they could offer free camps to area students. These 6-hour camps focus on interactive learning and STEM projects. And this is at the Arrow Creek Community Room in this facility. Ages elementary school students, again this is free to Dresden Elementary School kids. 6-week camp. We currently have 28 enrolled per week. They can take up 40, and right now we're at 28, so that one's looking pretty good. It's a brand new camp, brand new for this year. So, all right, next we have our T-Ball Skills Camp. So one of our most popular programs over the past few years has been T-Ball. This past season we've actually had like 160 people registered just for our T-Ball program in the league. So we wanted to offer a T-Ball camp, just a 3-day camp for the little ones. So they start at 3 years old, go up to 8 years old. The cost on that one is $100. It's going to be at the Keswick T-Ball field, and so currently we have 20 registered. It'll probably be closer to 50 because the camp's not until July 18th, which is open registration. So that's our update on that one. All right, Magic Camp. So let's see here. This is a week-long camp where kids learn card tricks, illusions, other unique magic tricks. And on a Friday, they get to do their own magic show, which is pretty cool. This is at the Keswick building. So ages 6 to 16, so we can get some of those teenagers involved in magic. $135 a week, and right now they're just doing the 1 session.
How many are signed up?
So this one's our lowest right now. We only have 6 registered. So we've had a lot of difficulty getting people registered for Magic Camp. We don't know why. We've been posting on our Facebook, posting it. You've probably seen flyers. You might have seen emails. For whatever reason, we're only at 6 on this one.
If you raise the age limit, I'm sure Brian would sign
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Ryan already knows
I could teach that.
It's a magical time. All right. So our next one is our Ultimate Frisbee Camp. So the Atlanta Hustle is actually a professional ultimate frisbee team. They play their games out of CPAX Park, which is pretty close by. So they have some players come out and teach ultimate frisbee to some of the kids. And This is also more of a teenager camp, so we go from 9 to 15 years old. Cost is $140. This one's at Dresden Park. And I should also mention that campers get a free ticket to the Atlanta Hustle games as well, which is pretty cool. So this gentleman on the far left is actually a professional ultimate Frisbee player. So I don't know what he gets paid, but he's doing camps for us, so I can't be too good. But anyways, we have 18 total registered for that camp. Alright, so next is our Forefront Arts Camp. They're offering 4 different unique camps. Each camp has a different theme. So our first one is going to be Marvel Universe. The next one is Christmas in July. Week 3 is a banger with Encanto. That's a big one. And then the fourth one is High School Musical. So all these camps are at the Keswick building, ages 5 to 14. And these are longer camps, so they go pretty much all day till like 5 p.m. So they're a little more expensive. So starting at $299, going all the way up to $379. And we have 16 per week, so 48 total registered for those.
And are they gonna have like a show?
Yes. So on Friday they have their own show. So they work pretty much all week to put on a show for parents, and then that day they have their Encanto show at the end, or whatever the theme is for that week. Yeah.
Parents and council, right?
Well, you guys can certainly come.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know John Walker would be interested in the Marvel camp.
Yeah. We should have an adult Marvel camp. So our next one's our Babysitter boot camp. So this is where students learn the business of being a good babysitter. They're taught marketing skills, age-appropriate activities. They also get CPR trained first aid certification. So this is also in the Keswick building, ages 10 to 12, so right at the babysitter age, or 10 to 17 actually, I don't know what's with it. So there's 2 options, a 1-day option, $59, and then we have a 3-day course that's $199. So two separate sessions, and the total is 12 registrants on that. Alright, a few more here. Next one's our Challenger Soccer Camp. This is pretty unique because we actually have Challenger sends out instructors from all around the world, mostly England, to come in and put on these camps. So they get a different perspective on different people around the world, which is really cool. Offer 3 different sessions. So the first one's for the little ones. And those are only an hour-long classes. $99 for that, and then the full day, which is a long full day in this heat, is at $235. And I should say that they also have the Keswick indoor building, so they can cool off. They have the shade, obviously, because it's very hot, especially on a full day out there playing soccer. So that one has 27 registered for that one. I-9 flag football. This is also who we contract with to put on our flag football leagues. They're doing 2 separate sessions. They're at the Keswick event lawn this week. Ages 5 to 12, $159 per week, and they have 50 total registered. Up for tennis, I couldn't imagine playing tennis in this heat. So we got a couple of camps out there. Luckily they're in the morning. Luckily most of these sports camps are in the morning. So 9 a.m. to 12, 3 hours. Cost $215. There at Keswick, of course, our tennis courts. And currently we have 27 registered for the tennis game. Alright, this is where if you're an adult and want to get involved, we have pet first aid. So our pet first aid, this is a 5-hour hands-on training for kids and adults on how to treat dogs and pets. Participants learn how to react to pet poisonings, CPR, first aid, and how to recognize dangerous symptoms before they become medical emergencies. So this is a 1-day course in the Keswick building. It's $95. Again, it's a 5-hour course. So whoever wants to register, have at it. All right. Final 2 are our OffSite camps. So Nantahala Outdoor Center came to us and said, do you want to offer some camps for City of Chamblee residents at a reduced rate? We said, sure, let's do it. So we're offering the Knock River Explorer Camp, which is basically a paddle sport camp, kayaking. It is at the outpost on the Chattahoochee, so it's a little bit of a drive. This is for teenagers 12 to 15 years old, and it costs us $325. We also have the Mountain Bike Camp, which is only a 2-day camp, ages 12 to 15, and it costs us $265 for that. So I'm not sure about the numbers on that, because Knock has them, but it's a pretty unique experience. And our final one is our Chevy Youth Baseball Camp. So one of our sponsors for our T-Ball League is Chevy Youth Baseball. So they're offering 1-day clinics to our T-Ball League. Participants will receive registration codes where they can sign up for free. This is available for any Chevy Youth Baseball sponsored league in the state. So it's really cool that our players can get an opportunity to play at the Brave Stadium, which is Truist Park, starting at age 5. So, and they fill up really quickly, so it's tough to tell who got in and who didn't. I know it's all around the state, so I think they have like 500 total people in their camps. So that's a really cool experience for them. And then of course we have our fall sports starting up in August. So we're getting ready and excited for that.
So that's what we got going on this summer.
Excellent.
All right.
Talk to NOC into doing an adult one.
Okay, will do.
So other than the baseball, everything else has a charge. Do we have any scholarships?
For kids that might not be able to afford to pay those fees.
So CERT camps do. So we have a Challenger one that does. We have obviously our CPAX one, which is completely free to area students, which is really good. It's more of like a after school kind of a STEM program. And then others don't, like our T-ball one. Some of them do not.
I'd like to encourage us to maybe reach out to some of our sponsors and see if we could put together a fund, if you would.
Yeah.
That, you know, because $100 is a lot for some kids,
Sure.
for some families.
Absolutely.
And, you know, also, if it's not costing us anything, we're getting 20%, maybe we could put that 20% back in the following year.
Yeah.
Whatever profit we made off of it, we could put it back in the following year. Just throwing something out there.
Sure.
I'd like to see more kids be able to participate that might not otherwise be able to.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. All right.
Thank you,
Good
Kevin.
stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff for sure. All right.
Staff action items this evening, we have under the city clerk, the approval of the minutes for the city council public hearing work session, May the 12th, 2022.
Motion to approve the minutes from the public hearing work session, May 12, 2022, as submitted.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Very good. Have the approval of the minutes from the city council regular meeting, May the 17th.
Motion to approve the minutes from the regular city council meeting, May 17, 2022, as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. All right, under city manager this evening, we have the letter of support for the Latino Community Fund food. Sorry. I didn't forget you, I promise. I don't know how I skipped over that. All right, so let's back that back up. Under city clerk, we have the agenda and meeting management software.
Motion to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement for agenda and meeting management software with PrimeGov.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement for agenda and meeting management software with PrimeGov. Is there any discussion on that? All in favor? That's unanimous. See, it was worth the wait. All right, now we have, under city manager, the letter of support for Latino Community Fund Food Initiative. Anybody?
Give me a minute.
Motion to approve the mayor to sign a letter of support for the Latino Community Fund Food Initiative.
Second.
Good. I have a motion and a second. A motion and a second for the mayor to sign a letter of support for the Latino Community Fund's Fun Food Initiative. Any discussion on that item? All in favor? And that is unanimous. The Georgia Initiative for Community Housing Resolution.
Motion to approve a resolution to support Chamblee's application for the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve a resolution to support Chamblee's application for the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor? Very good. Have the 2022 millage rate.
Motion to maintain the millage rate of 6.25 mils in 2022. This is the same rate as adopted in 21, 20, and 19. And of course, be it known, the City Council approved additional homestead exemption of $20,000 for a total homestead exemption of $50,000.
Very good. I have a motion and a second. You want discussion?
I would like just a touch of discussion.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the millage rate of 6.25 mils for 2022. What's your discussion?
I think I know the answer, but I would like to hear this from you, John. On Nextdoor, the official Nextdoor site, the question was raised by one of our constituents about why we could not grant enough of an abatement, essentially, to offset the rise in property taxes that DeKalb County has visited upon us. My thinking is that not everybody's property taxes were raised, et cetera, et cetera. How would you do that? It would be complicated, but that's not really something that we can do, is it?
Well, I think the only way you could do that would be to reduce the millage rate. And
Yeah.
in order to reduce the millage rate, is like you said, not all properties received a similar change in their appraisal. So that's the first issue you would have there. The second issue would be that in terms of why we could do that, we budget every year just like every household, and our expenses go up every year as well. So that's one thing we have to keep in mind when we put our budget together in December. And we estimate what our resources and funds will be at that time.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I just wanted that in the record.
Any further discussion on that item? All right, all in favor? And that is unanimous. We have the GDOT supplemental agreement.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion authorizing you to sign a supplemental agreement with Georgia Department of Transportation, agreeing that Chamblee will provide additional matching funding for the rail trail segments 7 through 12.
Second.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign a supplemental agreement with GDOT, agreeing to provide additional match funding for the rail trail segments 7 through 12. Any discussion on that item? All in favor? That's unanimous. All right. Under Development Department this evening, we have the Landmark Mixed Use and Townhomes DCI RZ Fleet.
Motion to deny both waivers and variance requests.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to deny the waivers and variances request for this item. Any discussion?
Mayor, I think Beth has a question.
Are you only addressing the waivers and variances, or are you also addressing the petition for the DCI and the rezoning?
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. This is complicated. Motion to deny the DCI as well.
There's a rezoning and future land use petition as part of that.
So we have a motion to deny. Your second still stand?
My second still stands.
All right, we have a motion and a second to deny this project, basically. as stated by Councilmember Robson. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor? All right, that's unanimous. Next item up on the agenda, 2277 Lawson Way setback variance.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to defer this item to the July council meeting.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second to defer this item until the July council meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Very good. Item will move to the July council session. Next item up is the Keswick Drive setback variance.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the requested, I'd like to approve the request for variance, as well as staff's second recommendation, which is the shed height be reduced to be no greater than 8 feet. I'd also like to put the condition in that the shed be painted a color complementary to the primary colors of the house.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve with conditions as presented by Councilmember Wright. Any discussion on that item? All in favor? That is unanimous. And the Chamblee Plaza sign variance.
Motion to defer this to the July city council meeting.
Very good.
Second.
A motion and a second to defer this item until the July council meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? All right, we'll defer that item to the July council meeting.
Is the applicant here? No, okay. I was going to ask him if he could please fix his irrigation, because we have a river on Peachtree Boulevard.
River runs through us.
Somebody hit something in there. Somebody hit something there.
This has been going on for a while, and it might have been from the high pressure upstream that the county has fixed, but it's a month, full flow.
Call him.
I'll bet you it's a...
I'm going to call him.
Under Police Department this evening, we have an item for the North Metro SWAT team.
Mr. Mayor, I motion to authorize you to sign the MOU and the police department to join the North Metro SWAT team. Second.
I'm going to have a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign the MOU and for the police department to join the North Metro SWAT team. Any discussion on that item?
Congratulations.
Yes.
Slightly prematurely.
Very good. Very good. All in favor? Very good. See, it wasn't premature. And the second item under the police department is to add the communications officers to the POAB dues payment program.
Motion to approve of the police department's request to fund the monthly dues on behalf of the communications officers for memberships in Peace Officers Annuity and Benefit Fund.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the police department's request to fund the monthly dues on behalf of the communications officers for membership and the Peace Officers Annuity and Benefit Fund. Any discussion on that item? All in favor? That is unanimous. Very good. All right, and last up we have the Chamblee Trail Master Plan.
Motion to approve the mayor to sign a professional services agreement with Path Foundation for the development of the Chamblee Trail Master Plan, which will verify the feasibility of all proposed trails and identify additional trail opportunities within the city limits.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the mayor to sign a professional services agreement with the Path Foundation for the development of the Chamblee Trail Master Plan. Is there any discussion on that item? All right, all in favor? Very good, that is unanimous. All right, we will move on down this evening. We have one second read, and that is the Chamblee election districts.
Motion to allow the city attorney to read headings only.
Second.
A motion and a second to allow the city attorney to read headings only. All in favor? Very good. All right, Ms. City Attorney.
Be it ordained, and it's hereby ordained by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Chamblee that the provisions of Article 3, Section 1.1 of the Charter of the City of Chamblee shall be amended by deleting said Section 1.1 in its entirety and submitting in lieu thereof a new Section 1.1, which new section shall read as follows. 1.1 Election Districts. The corporate area of the city of Chamblee is divided into 4 districts for the purpose of electing council members from each such district. For such purposes, said districts are to be known as election districts and are to be numbered election districts 1, 2, 3, and 4, respectively. 1 council member shall be elected from the city at large. Election District 1 shall include the area lying within the following described lines and boundaries. Then sets forth the legal description for the property. Consistent with the boundary description above, Election District 1 shall include the following same geographical boundaries as provided in the report of the Bureau of the Census of the United States Decennial Census of 2020 for the state of Georgia and separate numeric designations. It then sets forth the tracts. Election District 2 shall include the area lying within the following described lines and boundaries. It sets forth the legal description of that election district. More particularly, consistent with the boundary described above, Election District 2 shall also include the following same geographical boundaries as provided in the report of the Bureau of the Census of the United States Decennial Census of 2020 for the state of Georgia, and then sets forth the tracts. Election District 3 shall include the area lying within the following described lines and boundaries. It sets forth the legal description of Election District 3. Election District 3 shall also include the same geographical boundaries as provided in the report of the Bureau of the Census of the United States Decennial Census of 2020 for the state of Georgia, and the tracts are set forth in the ordinance. Election District 4 shall include the area lying within the following described lines and boundaries, and sets forth the legal description for the area lying within Election District 4. Finally, Election District 4 will include the following same geographical boundaries as provided in the report of the Bureau of the Census of the United States Decennial Census of 2020 for the state of Georgia, and it sets forth each tract. That's it.
Thank you. That is the second read, so this will require a motion.
Motion to approve. What are we approving? The election districts as read by the city attorney.
Can we put gold B in there? The gold B?
I don't know, what is the gold bean?
That's the one that's shown.
You can go ahead and, what are you asking me?
I would like to make sure that it is designated as the gold B map.
Oh, with the designation of the gold B map.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Motion and a second to adopt the ordinance amending the city's election districts to the gold B map. Is there any discussion on that item? All in favor? It is unanimous. All right. Looks like we have nothing under council this evening, so we will move down to citizen comments. This is where we open up the floor. If anybody has anything they want to address with council, come up to the microphone, tell us your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes to tell us what's on your mind. Anybody want to come up?
You're here.
Talk to us.
Good evening. My name is,
There we go.
good evening. My name is Reese Saracini. I live at 2005 Variations Drive. 2 questions. I want to see if the city has had any discussions regarding funding of the development of the portion of the Peachtree Creek Greenway that passes through Century Center. And also, I heard that there was a plan to work with GDOT to add sidewalks to stretches of Beaufort Highway. I wanted to see what the status was on that request.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. If you'll stick around for just a few minutes, as soon as we adjourn, we'll be glad to address those for you, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? All right. John, do we have executive session? We have no executive session this evening, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Thank you so much.